Hello Muppets! Today we're going to do a super quick how-to on coasters. And I'm doing this one because I've joined the 12 Days of Christmas hoop hop. And I got the 5th day, 5 gold rings, blah, blah, blah. And we've all decided to do coasters. So there's my coaster. And you know me, I always like to print out my stitch order sheet. And if you're noticing that the proportions on our video is a little different, congratulations to me. I learned how to turn my camera sideways. Ha, ha, ha. So you're getting this in landscape rather than portrait. On our stitch sheet, this works like any other in the hoop project. We are going to hoop. In this case, I hooped medium weight tearaway because this is not a super dense design. We're gonna run color stop 1 in whatever color you want to give us a die line of where we're gonna place our cork. Yay! And then we are gonna stitch 1, 2, 3, 4. Those colors are correct. We're gonna do our die line. Then we're gonna float our vinyl, and you can 505 it or tape it down. You know me, I love my tape, so we'll probably be taping. Then once we get to this step right here, we're gonna flip over our hoop. We're going to attach 1, 2 pieces of felt. We're gonna put it back in the machine. We're gonna run our last step, then we'll pop it out, trim it, and coaster to go. Back after our die line in just a minute. And we are back. There's our die line. There is my cork, and I am going to get it more or less centered, left, right, top, bottom on my die line. You can just float it. You can use some 505, or, you know, it's me and I want to be responsible for keeping the entire 3M Tape Corporation alive. So we're gonna add a little tape. There we go. And I am gonna pop it back in the hoop, or pop it back in the machine, and I'm going to run steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll see you for the final steps. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have stitched our entire coaster. Isn't she lovely? All right, it is now time for us to attach our back. And I told you I am going to use 2 pieces of felt. And the reason I'm doing that is to make it more absorbent when your glass of eggnog or wine, your whiskey sour, or the entire bottle of Maker's Mark, because it's Christmas Eve and it's 3 a.m. and you're trying to put together the bicycle and it just won't work. 2 layers of felt will really super absorb that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down my felt, woohoo! And I'm going to use a black bobbin on the back. And since this decorative stitch right here is in white, I'm going to use a white thread on the top. I'm going to put it back into the machine and do that final step. Then we'll be back to unhoop and trim. Just a minute, guys. Hello, my lovelies. We have finished our lovely little coaster, woohoo, front and back. And I know I used a black bobbin so you can barely see it, but our bean stitch is there. And now it's time to trim out. So a lot of people have problem with straight lines and scissors, and that's fine. One of the tools that I have left over from my grand adventures in quilting, and I do still quilt from time to time, but who has time anymore, is my roto cutter and my grid rulers. So I am going to lay my grid ruler along that bean stitch right there, and I don't know if you can see without zooming in, and it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch out. And I am going to carefully, gently make a straight cut, because everybody likes a straight cut. Then I'm going to come over here, and again, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to line it up so it's about 1/4 inch. And I'm going to cut nice and straight. And then I'm going to flip it around. You get the idea, yeah? You notice, though, that the bean stitch is a rounded corner. We're going to have to do that with scissors, because I have yet to figure out a way to get my roto cutter to do rounded corners. And I'm sure that there is somebody out there He quilted a lot longer than I did. He knows how to do that, but it ain't me. So, now that I've got it all cut, I'm going to take my little scissors, and I am just going to, remember to turn your coaster, not your scissors, round out those corners. And you want to make sure that you get both layers of felt and the cork in there. Gently and slowly. And then, voila, my coaster. All right, guys, go sew. Have fun.